Masjid, inshallah, the first Jum'ah in Ramadan and first Jum'ah in Qur'An Masjid after 18 months of construction. And it is with my pleasure today to introduce our brother, our Shaikh, Dr. Abdul Majid Ali from Luton. It is really honor that you are with us. If I give you a little bit background of Dr. Abdul Majid, because we have to start the photo soon. Dr. Abdul Majid was born in Bombay, India, and he moved at a young age with his family to Dubai. And most of the people don't know Dr. Abdul Majid was an atheist, so he was not Muslim when he moved to Dubai, and he became Muslim in 1984. And with Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, and MashaAllah, in 1984, and with a short period, he became Imam and Khatib in a masjid in Dubai. Dr. Abdul Majid is from Luton, now he lives in Luton. His educational background, in 1986-87, he obtained double bachelor, and he also 2000 obtained double master, and 1997 he obtained his PhD. He came in UK 1986, and since then he's working 2006, and since then he is working as a Minister of Religion. So the khutbah will start, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan, and let's welcome our brother, Dr. Abdul Majid, inshallah.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala salah. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، فإن خير الكلام كلام الله، وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Allah SWT has said in the Qur'an, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى. This ayah is mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah chapter 2 and the verse is 185. Allah SWT is saying in this ayah, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. In the month of Ramadan, we have revealed this Qur'an, and this Qur'an is the guidance for the whole humanity, for the whole mankind. فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْهُ. And whoever attends this month, he must fast. Now in this ayah, mathematical formula is that Ramadan plus Muslim plus Qur'an is equal to Jannah. Ramadan plus Muslim plus Qur'an is equal to Jannah. Ramadan plus Muslim minus Qur'an, result will be dangerous. Maybe Araf. Maybe Araf. And I'll tell you what Araf is, inshallah. Ramadan minus Muslim minus Qur'an is equal to Jahannam. That is certain. Now why I brought this formula? Because this will, inshallah, will help the youth to understand this. Qur'an is, we as Muslims, we believe it is the book of Allah revealed to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and it is a book for the Muslims to follow. Can we expect the Jews to follow the Qur'an? Yeah, please. Okay, one more thing. Fiqh-wise, according to the fiqh, Imam can address the audience and audience can reply to the Imam, not within yourself. Okay, like Prophet ﷺ used to talk to the Sahaba while he was giving the khutbah, and they would talk to him while he was giving the khutbah. So that's fiqh issue. You should not get confused that why Shaikh Abdul Majid is asking us like that. I want you to pay attention because it is maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes, whatever the time we have. Maybe I will leave for this khutbah, maybe after that I'll be gone from this dunya. So it's a message which we have to work out in our head. It is related to our fasting, it is related to our Ramadan, it is related to our Qur'an, and it is related to the rights that we owe to the Qur'an. Allahu Akbar. The rights that we owe to the Qur'an. Subject on us, because we say we believe in the Qur'an. Yes or no?
Yes.
The Jews will not say they believe in the Qur'an. The Hindus, you can't expect the Hindus to say that they believe in the Qur'an. But during the time of Rasulullah ﷺ, there were three things that Hindus, the non-Muslims or the mushrikeen or the pagans were doing with regards to the Qur'an. They believed that it was from Allah and Muhammad cannot produce from himself. The Arabs, the Meccans, they knew. We, subhanAllah, many Muslims today we doubt that whether this is the book of Allah or not, because our Google Sheikh is the biggest Sheikh, which creates doubt in our mind. So, do we really believe that this is the book of Allah? Yes, we have to, because we are not mushrikeen. Mushrikeen used to believe in it. Mushrikeen used to understand it. Subhanallah. That's why when Bilal said La ilaha illallah, it was an earthquake. It was like an earthquake in the whole Mecca. It shook the old great leaders because they understood what Bilal was saying. They understood the meaning of the Qur'an. They understood the Qur'an. Unfortunately, many of us today as Muslims, we don't understand the Qur'an. And we still say we are Muslims. We can't expect Hindus to understand the Qur'an. We can't expect the Christian or the Jew to understand the Quran. It is our book, we have to understand this. Because otherwise we will be worse than the Hindus or pagans of Mecca. They understood the Quran. Number 3, they also believed in their hearts that this is the book of Allah. Like Prophet's uncle Abu Talib. Didn't he know that Prophet Muhammad is speaking the truth? Didn't he know that the Quran is from Allah? Yes. He believed in his heart, but what was required? He didn't declare it in public. Unfortunately, we don't even believe that Quran is there. If we don't even believe Quran in our heart. Why I say this? Let's go to Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah says, الَّذِينَ آتَيْنَاهُمُ الْكِتَابَ يَتْلُونَهُ حَقَّ تِلَاوَتِهِ أُولَٰئِكَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِهِ وَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ. To whom we have given the books, to the Jews, to the Christians, to the Muslims, to the people of Dawud alayhi salam, Zabur, all these people of the book. We are people of the book because we got the Quran. الَّذِينَ آتَيْنَاهُمُ الْكِتَابَ يَتْلُونَهُ حَقَّ تِلَاوَتِهِ. To whom we have given the book, they recite it as it should be recited. It's a big question. Should be recited. They recite, the believers, the people of the book, they recite the book as it should be recited. أُولَٰئِكَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِهِ. They are the people, they have believed in their hearts. وَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ. If they don't recite as it should be recited, they don't believe as it should be believed in the heart, then these are the people who are kafirun, they are khasirun, losers, disbelievers. Now we have to ask ourselves, do we really read the Quran? Do we all know how to read the Quran? Do we really understand the Quran? Do we really believe in our heart what the Quran is? If these 3 things are not there, then we may be, subhanallah, sorry to say this, you will be expecting, Shaikh Abdul Majid coming for the first time in this Jummah khutbah, even the justice might be expecting, Abdul Majid will give them goody things, and now I'm, hammering on you by saying that, ask yourself, if we don't believe in the Quran, if we don't read the Quran, if we don't understand the Quran, then we are worse than the Hindus and the pagans of the time of Rasulullah. Because they believed. They were reading the Quran, they were asking Abu Bakr what is new revealed. These were the leaders who used to reject Muhammad in the light in the day, and in the evening they would listen to Abu Bakr what is he is reciting in his night prayer. And they would not go to bed before listening to the Quran. So these were the pagans, and where do we stand today? We don't read the Quran, we don't understand the Quran, we don't even have the Quran in our hearts. Subhanallah. So Allah is saying that to whom we have given the book, they recite the Quran and the book as it should be recited, and they are the true believers of that. Now let's see. I said we have to understand it. People are saying it's not compulsory. No, it is compulsory. It is compulsory because it is Allah's message. It is final message. It is for us. Because there are so many reasons for us to understand the Quran. Because Quran has said this. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. What's wrong with these people? Why don't they reflect on the meaning of the Quran? Why they don't read the Quran with understanding? It seems their hearts are locked. That means it's not going here, it is only here, and then it comes out from this other side. It doesn't go here. Because the hearts are locked. SubhanAllah, Quran is saying that if you really want to know how to get the cure of the heart, the disease of the heart, how it can be cured, for the food you can refer to Brother Matan, because he is a food specialist. But for spiritually, Quran says, go back to Quran and understand the Quran, your heart will be clean. There will not be any problem in your heart. The heart will be open. Yashah sadru, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open your heart. It will be clean, everything will be clear. And then it says, ittabi' ma unzila ilayka min rabbik. That, oh Muhammad, you have to follow the Quran, what is revealed to you by your Lord. In Surah Al-A'raf, the verse 3, it says that, oh believers, ittabi'u ma unzila ilaykum min rabbikum. Follow what is revealed to you from your Lord. So this is the command to us. It's not for the Hindus, it's not for the Christians, it's not for the Jew. It's for the believers who believe in the Quran. So if we follow the Quran, if we read the Quran, if we understand the Quran, we accept it in the heart, and if we apply it in our life, then we are different from the kuffar. The fourth point will make us different than the kuffar of Makkah. Otherwise, if we have those 3 things, but the fourth one is not there, I doubt most of us, we don't even have the first 3. So the fourth one is, ittabi' ma unzila ilayka min rabbik. Follow what is revealed to you from your Lord. And in Surah Araf to all of us. That is the ayah to Rasulullah and this ayah is to us. اتبعوا ما أنزل إليكم من ربكم. Follow what is revealed to you from your Lord. That means we have to follow Qur'an. And if we are not following the Qur'an, then we are like إِنَّ الْمَوْتَ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ. Abu Jahl and Abu Lahab, when they were listening to the Qur'an, they were turning their backs and they were moving away. So Rasulullah used to feel sad about that. Allah has said to him, don't worry about these people. إِنَّ الْمَوْتَ لَا يَسْمَعُونَ. Even they are live people, they are alive. They are walking in the street. But when they don't reflect to the Qur'an, when they don't follow the Qur'an, they are as good as dead people. So the fourth thing. And وَبَلِّغْ مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ رَبِّكَ فَإِنْ لَمْ تَفْعَلْ فَمَا بَلَّغْتَ رِسَالَتَهُ وَاللَّهُ يَعْصِمُكَ مِنَ النَّاسِ. The fifth command of Allah, the right that we owe to Qur'an. The fifth one, Subhanallah, it says, بَلِّغْ مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ رَبِّكَ. O Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. O Muhammad, O Ismail, O Yaqub, O Abdul Majid, everybody, to all of us, this ayah is for all of us. It's not only for the Imam or Shaykh to come and teach you and preach the Qur'an. No, this ayah is common, general. بَلِّغْ مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ رَبِّكَ فَإِنْ لَمْ تَفْعَلْ فَمَا بَلَّغْتَ رِسَالَتَهُ. O Muhammad, you are a messenger of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this Qur'an is given to you as a message. You have to send this message to others. And if you don't do this, you have not completed the mission. And don't worry about the people, what the people will think. وَاللَّهُ يَعْصِمُكَ مِنَ النَّاسِ. Allah will protect you from the people. Don't worry about whether they accept it or not. إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. Don't worry about the guidance. You cannot guide everybody that you love. It's Allah who can guide anybody He wants. So don't worry about that, but your mission is to preach the Qur'an to the people. So let's come to the conclusion. Number one, every Muslim must learn the Qur'an, must read the Qur'an. Number two, every Muslim must understand the Qur'an. Number three, he should not have any doubt in his heart. It should be accepted completely without doubt in the heart. La rayba fi. Number four, you have to apply it in your life. You have to follow His do's and don'ts. When Quran says do, you have to do. When Quran says don't do, you have to say yes, I'll stop. Sami'na wa ata'na. Sami'na wa asayna. Yahud. The Jews used to say, what's the difference between Yahud and we when we know that Quran says don't do this and we are doing it? So we have heard it. Sami'na wa asayna. We are disobeying it. So who are we now? By our actions, we are proving that we are following the footsteps of Yahud. We are not following the footsteps of Allah. We are not following the footsteps of Rasulullah. We are not following the footsteps of the Sahaba. So otherwise, if this is the case, then we are not following the Qur'an. And then finally it says, after you have applied in your life to the best of your ability, it's your duty now to convey it. Now you have to teach people. And what is the criteria to teach? بَلِّغْ عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً. Even one ayah that you know. Wallahi, the day Allah gave me Islam, from the same day, I used to take the hadith from my Shaykh, I used to memorize it. Brother Matan is saying you need to prepare anything, you have to do the notes. I said it's here. For the Muslim, he should be walking Muslim, practicing Muslim. So Quran, to teach Islam, he doesn't need the notes. Alhamdulillah, it's all head. Alhamdulillah, wallahi, when I first learned first hadith of Rasulullah, I came outside the masjid and I started saying, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, this is the hadith of Rasulullah. But I was a little bit aggressive, young boy, martial artist, this and that. So my approach was a little bit hard, which I realized later on that it should not be. You learn gradually. So I have learned, after 6 years I have learned that my dawah technique was not really working on the people because people are already weak. Physically as well as spiritually they are weak. And I was like proper martial art, boom, 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 MB and punch and kick and everything with the words, okay, not physically. But people, they can't take it. So that is wrong. One ayah is sufficient, and this is limitation. And simple example, if you are in your house, you saw your child eating with the left hand, just advise him, bring him close to you, hug him, kiss him, right hand. Finish. This is your dawah. You have done your job to the best of your ability. You don't have to have a degree yet. Double masters, double bachelors. No. For the deen is simple. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. Indeed, we have made the Qur'an easy to learn, to understand, to apply in your life, to preach. Are you ready for it? 4 times in Surah Al-Qamar, Allah has asked this ayah. He has put His questions to us. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Now let me tell you the benefits of learning the Qur'an. Number 1, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس. So if you learn the Qur'an, you are guided. If you don't learn the Qur'an, you cannot be sure that you are really guided. Because according to Abdullah bin Abbas, there are 4 types of people. I can't quote you in Arabic because Matan has already told me, shit, don't burden them with the speech so long that they will be looking at their watches. So alhamdulillah, I can quote you in Arabic, alhamdulillah, because I lived in Arab world for 36 years, so Arabic is like a first language to me. But to consider the time, I'll just quote you inshallah. If you want the reference, wallahi, I can give you reference in Arabic, English, Urdu, Gujarati, Hindi, Marathi, all these 6 languages, I can give you the reference inshallah. So you won't find that I'm saying something from myself. The point is here that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that in the month of Ramadan, Allah has revealed the Qur'an and it has got guidance. Guidance for the whole mankind. And Allah says, أُولَٰئِكَ عَلَىٰ هُدًى مِّن رَبِّهِمْ وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. So those who are guided by the Qur'an, they are on the right path and they will be successful. If we are not learning the Qur'an, we cannot guarantee that we are on the right path. Number 2, Qur'an has said, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Again, 2 more reasons. That we have revealed, it is in Surah Al-Isra, chapter 17. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we have revealed this Qur'an and it is shifa and it is mercy. It is shifa, physical shifa, spiritual shifa. And many of us, we have got so many psychological problems in our life. And always, poor guys, you go to the Raqis and Raqi will say, yes, you have got jinn in you. Your body is possessed. You do this and that. Now, subhanAllah, it's not necessary. There are so many thousands of social elements that we have that bring us to the problem and we don't address them and we just, poor guy, poor. The jinn are not that free to just possess you all the time. There are so many English people, non-Muslims are there, they are all busy with them. So they won't chase you. But the problem we have, our problem is what? Our problem is that we don't like to go back to the shifa. The main shifa is Qur'an. Alaykum bil Qur'ani wal asr. Hadith in Sahih Bukhari. Whenever you have any problem, physical problem, spiritual problem, psychological problem, go back to the Qur'an and go back to the Hadith. Allahu Akbar. Hadith of Rasulullah. So, the shifa and mercy. Mercy is yes. When we are reading the Qur'an, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends angels. Angels. حَفَّتْهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ تَتَنَزَّلُ عَلَيْهِمُ الرَّحْمَةِ. Allah says, Hadith in Sahih Muslim, Hadith Qudsi, that when the people are sitting together, يَتَدَارَسُونَ الْقُرْآنِ, they sit together and they learn the Qur'an, Allah sends angels. Angels cover them. SubhanAllah, even missile bomb will not harm them. Inshallah. Allah's angels cover them and Allah's mercy fall upon them. But if you don't read the Qur'an, SubhanAllah, Allah's mercy will not be there, rather it will be a wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then, 4th one, كِتَابٌ أَنزَلْنَاهُ مُبَارَكٌ لِيَدَّبَّرُوا آيَاتِهِ وَلِيَتَذَكَّرَ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ. The Qur'an is a blessing. Blessing for what? I'll give you the example. There was a family in Bombay. The child was born, Jahil family, ignorant. They don't know anything of the Qur'an. They said, okay, we'll name the child from the Qur'an. They opened the page and fortunately or unfortunately, it was only one name on that page, it was Fir'aun. They named him Fir'aun. Because they thought that's the name. Another family. One page, Sulaiman alayhi salam, mashallah, Nabi of Allah. He used to control the world. They named him Sulaiman. The child grew up. Salman Khan, Bollywood star, when he became famous, they changed his name from Sulaiman to Salman. And now this boy is beating their parents. Because name also plays a serious role in your personality. If they would have put the name as Sulaiman, he would be as obedient as Sulaiman was obedient to his father Dawood. This son would be obedient to his parents. But since they named him Salman Khan, big guy with all these muscles here and there, and moving around with the women and showing all his body, in every movie he shows his body. This man is a Bollywood star, superstar. Now Muslims are proud to name him, their children's name, and they say that, okay, Salman Khan. And this boy is beating the parents now. So, Allah has said this Qur'an is blessed. It's a blessing. It's shifa, it's mercy, and it's guidance. Now I'll tell you the last thing, very serious point. Qur'an will help us in this dunya. Qur'an will, please remind me the time, okay? You know, when a Maulvi starts, when a speaker starts on the mic, so please, I don't mind, please, if you think that I'm talking too much, you can stop me. And that is also permissible because Sahabi stood up and he said, Umar, stop, tell us where did you get this garment? You know that, okay, so you can do that. In my masjid in Luton, I give the permission to the audience. If I make mistake, please correct me. On the spot. Don't take the mistake outside and talk behind me, you will be sinful. Correct me if I have made any mistake, I'm a human being. Okay, I can make mistake, so correct me. Okay, let's come to the main point. Qur'an is the solution of all the problems in this life for the Muslims. I'm not talking about the non-Muslims because they don't believe in it. But we Muslims, we should understand this. And I'll tell you, Qur'an is the honor and Qur'an also is dishonor for the people. Hadith in Sahih Muslim. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَرْفَعُ بِهَذَا الْكِتَابِ أَقْوَامًا وَيَضَعُ بِهِ آخَرِينَ. Hadith in Sahih Muslim, Kitab al-Amara. Rasul said that due to this book, Allah will raise you high. وَأَنْتُمُ الْعَلَوْنَ إِن كُنْتُمُ مُؤْمِنِينَ. You will be on the highest level of respect and dignity and power if you are true believers. Qur'an say, Rasul is saying the Qur'an will give you that. وَيَدْعُ بِهِ آخَرِينَ. And if you give up the Qur'an, if you throw the Qur'an behind your back and you are busy with your mobiles and this and that, that's okay. This has become necessity. But is that the necessity that we ignore Qur'an? Subhanallah, that cannot be the necessity. Qur'an came first, then this technology has come. So Qur'an will give you the answer for everything. I was an atheist, I used to challenge Allah 30 days, 24/7 for 30 days, 1 month I used to challenge Allah. Allah, I want to know if this is your book and you are speaking the truth, I want the answer from the Qur'an. And wallahi, I used to get the answer on the first page, maybe somewhere on the top, somewhere in the middle, somewhere at the bottom, somewhere on the left side, top, middle or bottom. But I used to get the answer for 1 month and then I gave the shahada after studying the Qur'an critically, challenging Allah. So Qur'an has the solution for everything. And hadith says, clearly says, that this hadith says that this Qur'an will bring you respect in this dunya and this Qur'an will bring you disrespect in the dunya. This is the solution. And Rasulullah said, the best among you, خَيْرُكُمْ مَنْ تَعَلَّمَ الْقُرْآنَ وَعَلَّمَهُ. The best amongst you is the one who is a student of the Qur'an, not the teacher of the Qur'an. We all are teachers now. We learn one ayat, we become teachers. We study, one book in Medina University, then we come to Luton, UK, we become muftis. We're walking muftis everywhere, halal, haram. That's not the way, no. It says the best amongst you is the sincere student of Qur'an. Man ta'allama al-Qur'an. And then you are a teacher, وَعَلَّمَهُ. Then you have to teach the Qur'an. This is the best person in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Finally, let me tell you, we fast, yes? Why do we fast? To lose the weight? We don't lose the weight, that's impossible. In the month of Ramadan, you fast and you lose weight? It's impossible. I have practiced this, I'm a martial artist, I know. I'm a sportsman. It is impossible for you to lose the weight while you are fasting. You will gain. So, let's see what it says. Rasulullah has said, on the day of judgment, fasting and the Qur'an will come as intercessors. Fasting and the Qur'an will come as intercessors on the day of judgment. which means Qur'an will take you to the Jannah. Qur'an will be standing in front of Allah. Qur'an will be standing in front of you when you will be resurrected from the grave. And he will be a handsome man. He will pick you up like this and you will be surprised, who is this man? He will say, I'm Qur'an that was all the time with you. You were reading me, ana al-layli wa ana al-nahar. You were one who used to keep me all the time, day and night. Subhanallah. So I'm your partner of the dunya and I'm your partner here in the Jannah. Rasulullah said there's one door in the Jannah that is called Rayyan. Out of 8 doors. How many doors we have in the Jannah? 8 doors. One will be Rayyan. And Prophet said fasting people will be called from there. Not only that, Prophet said this Qur'an will take you. Rattil kama turattilu fi dunya inna manzilatuka akhir manzilatuka inda akhir ayah. Read the Qur'an as you were reading in the dunya, and your position, your 5-star hotel in the Jannah, your 7-star hotel in the Jannah, your 100-star hotel in the Jannah will be with the last ayah that you read. Finally, my brothers and sisters, if we don't read, Shabab, come front please. Come in front. There are people who wants to come inside please. I know you people are getting tired now. I'm not looking at Batan, otherwise he will say she. Please, give them the room, if you can please. Squeeze a little bit. I can't because I'm too tough. If you're going to try me, you will make a mistake. Don't do that. Alhamdulillah. Now the final hadith. On the day of judgment, I'll make this story short. On the day of judgment, messengers will be on the right side of Allah, the people will be on the left side of Allah, and they will argue with each other. Allah will ask the messengers, did you convey your message to them? The people will say, the people will be asked, did you get the message from them? They will say yes, and they will say no. Now it's a court. Allah is the judge. Allah will ask the messengers of Allah, who are your witness? What is your proof? And they will say, Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We, Ummah of Muhammad. Hadith in Sahih Muslim. That this Ummah of Muhammad will stand there and defend the messengers of Allah. See the great honor. See the great honor of this Ummah. And then we will be asked, okay, do you know these people? No, we don't know them by face, but we have read in the Qur'an, Musa, Yahya, Zakaria, Harun, yes. Okay, did they convey the message? Yes, Allah, you have said in Surah Hud, all the stories of the prophets, that you have sent the messengers and they have conveyed the message. And then we will be asked, how did you know that? Did you go to BBC? Did you check on Google? No, they will say we read the Quran. So we will lose that honor if we don't know what Quran is. We will lose that honor. And finally, the last hadith of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud according to Hafiz ibn Hajar rahmatullah in Fath al-Bari, and according to Imam Nawawi in Sharh Sahih Muslim, he says this hadith is marfu', though it is said by Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, but this hadith cannot be from Abdullah ibn Mas'ud unless he has heard it from Rasulullah. And the hadith says, pay attention. Hadith says, hadith in Sunan al-Darimi, reported by Abdullah ibn Mas'ud in the chapter called Fadail al-Qur'an and Ta'ahudu fil Qur'an, Ma'al Qur'an. This chapter, in this chapter it is mentioned that there will be a time. There will be a time that a person will wake up in the morning and everything that was there preserved in his heart will be taken away from his heart from the Qur'an. When this hadith was said by Abdullah ibn Mas'ud to his people, they were shocked. They said, how can that be possible? We are reading Qur'an. Our Imam is Qur'an. Our Madhab is Qur'an. Our Fiqh is Qur'an. Our Halal is Qur'an. Our Haram is Qur'an. Our every part of our life is Qur'an. How can you expect that? He said, yes, there will be a time where people will be reading the Qur'an. لا يبقى من الإسلام إلا اسمه ولا يبقى من القرآن إلا رسمه. That there will be a time where Islam will be left only by its name. Nobody will know what Islam is. And the Qur'an will be left as a rusum, as a scribes, as a scripture. Nobody will know what Qur'an is. After that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take away this Qur'an because Allah will never degrade the Qur'an. This is the honor of the Qur'an. If you respect Qur'an, Qur'an will be taken. If you disrespect the Qur'an, Qur'an will be taken away from you. And not only that, in Surah Al-Isra chapter 17, Allah is saying to Prophet Muhammad, that we can take the Qur'an away from your heart and nobody will be there to guide you after that. And that is the warning to him So there's a warning to us. And now the worst thing of this, the information, it says the people will be left with nasheed, aqwal al-jahiliyyah, ash'ar al-jahiliyyah. This is what the hadith says. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud is saying 1500 years ago, that the people will be left with, no Qur'an will be there in their hearts, and suhuf will be clean, the pages will become blank, and nothing will be left in their hearts, and they will be only surviving with the nasheed and the aqwal al-jahiliyyah, ash'ar al-jahiliyyah. And people, the youth will go away from the deen, and the aged people will only say one part of the kalima, first kalima, only one part of that, and they will say la ilaha illallah, and they will say that we have heard our ancestors saying this, that's only left with us, otherwise we don't know anything more than that. Even they will not know Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then the hadith says in Sahih Bukhari, in all the books of hadith, where it speaks about the sign, that when the situation will be like this, where people will be away from the deen, no namaz, no salah, no siyam, no hajj, nothing, Qur'an is gone, then Allah will send one animal, beast, dabbatul ard. One animal will come to teach the human. An animal will tell us who is Allah, who is Rasul, who is Qur'an, what is Islam. Allahu Akbar. The human will go to that level, that the animal will be brought to them to teach the tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even then, if the people will not understand that, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring the nation, the group of people from Ethiopia, from Africa. The people will come from Africa, and the Kaaba will be destroyed, because there is no one who will be praying or performing Hajj. So Allah will destroy that, and then the Qiyamah will come. So, let me conclude. The topic is all about Qur'an. We should read the Qur'an in Arabic correctly. If you can speak English better than me, I'm an Indian. My English is Indian fresh English. Yours is British English. If you can speak that way, there's no excuse for you to learn Arabic. You can learn Arabic. Learn the Arabic language to learn, to understand, or to read the Quran. Understand it. Yes, understand it. Accept it in your heart. Everything. Sami'na wa ata'na. Finish. And then follow it. Put in your life, and you will see the change. And finally convey it to others. And do this throughout your life. This is the message. And finally, mashallah, I was told that you people are more than 200 people here. Come? Akthar? Yeah. More than 200 people, mashallah. And mashallah, the building, okay, you can see what is the change, mashallah. This is the first time I've seen a beautiful masjid like this. And all we need, I'm not fond of fundraising, okay, I'm not good at it. Because alhamdulillah, our deen is not from pocket. Allah is the one who is looking after the deen. Our masjid is looked after Allah. If you are giving something for the masjid, which now according to Brother Matan, he says that, yeah, if you, 2,000 people, if they give £100 each, the whole requirement of the fund for the building and to run it like a proper masjid will be enough. My brothers and sisters, remember, with regards to the da'wah, the spending on the money, Rasulullah used to be more generous in this. And go back to the 2-3 surahs. Number 1, simple, okay, quickly I'm telling you. وَيْلٌ لِكُلِّ هُمَزَةٍ لُمَزَةٍ الَّذِي جَمَعَ مَالًا وَعَدَّدَهُ يَحْسَبُ أَنَّ مَالَهُ أَخْلَدَهُ. Very simple, that there's a person who is counting his wealth and he thinks his wealth will remain with him all the time, which means he thinks that he will never die and he will have wealth. This is one. أَلْهَاكُمُ التَّكَاثُرُ حَتَّى You are rushing towards the money. Money will never come back to you. You have to run after the money, and when it goes, you are going again and again, you will never be satisfied, and then you reach your death. When you reach your death, what will happen? وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّ لَوْلَا أَخَّرْتَنِي إِلَى أَجَلٍ قَرِيبٍ فَأَصَّدَّقَ وَأَكُن مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ وَلَنْ يُؤَخِّرَ اللَّهُ نَفْسًا إِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهَا وَاللَّهُ خَبِيرٌ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ. Allah. When you have reached the death, and when you see the angel, handsome guy, okay? He won't be for the bad people. Handsome for the nice people, yes. وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ will take your soul peacefully. But if you are a bad person, evil person, corrupt person, then the angel of death will be evil, dangerous. dangerous as any monster that you can ever imagine. This person, when you will see, your soul will run in the body and you will ask Allah. The first thing you will ask Allah, Allah, send me back to the dunya. And I want to spend everything that I have now. Give me some time, little movement, few moments of my life. Give me back and I'll be, generous. Allah says no. I gave you 50 years. I gave you 60 years. I gave you houses. I gave you business. I gave you resources for making money. But you never turn back to me. So my brothers and sisters, finally, on the day of judgment, وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِشِمَالِهِ فَيَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي لَمْ أُوتَ كِتَابِيَهْ وَلَمْ أَدْرِ مَا حِسَابِيَهْ يَا لَيْتَهَا كَانَتِ الْقَاضِيَةَ مَا أَغْنَى عَنِّي مَالِيَهْ هَلَكَ عَنِّي سُلْطَانِيَهْ. Only two reasons. The person, when he will get record in the left hand, and he will scream and shout and he will be worried, he will be expecting Allah, he will wish to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he should be destroyed before he could read his record. At that time he will say only two things.